हर्षद मेहता, ये एक नाम तो आई एम श्योर आप सब ने सुना होगा, बट डू यू नो एग्जैक्टली व्हाट ही डिड टू बिकम द बिग बुल ऑफ द बॉम्बे स्टॉक एक्सचेंज? व्हाट वाज हिज मॉडस ऑपरेंडी? कैसे उसने 5,000 करोड़ का इतना बड़ा स्कैम किया? कैसे उस पर 47 से भी ज़्यादा क्रिमिनल केसेस लगे और 30 से भी ज़्यादा सिविल सूट्स लगे? एंड व्हाट वाज द रीज़न बिहाइंड हिज मीटियोरिक राइज and a dramatic downfall? Well, it's a very interesting story, and if you want to know this, keep watching this video. Hi, this is Ronak Kotecha and this is the review of Scam 1992, the Harshad Mehta story, जो Sony Live पर अभी stream हो रहा है, and it's directed by Harshad Mehta. There's too many Mehtas, too many Gujus around. Even I am a Guju, but trust me, this is a story that everybody from every community should know. ये जो पूरी सीरीज़ है, इट्स स्प्रेड अक्रॉस 10 लॉन्ग एपिसोड्स ऑफ 50 50 minutes each, and it's based on a book written by the former Times of India journalist. Her name is Sucheta Dalal and her husband Debashish Basu. और इन दोनों ने मिलकर ये बुक लिखी थी जिसका नाम भी द स्कैम ही था. और ऐसा लगता है कि डायरेक्टर हंसल मेहता और उनके राइटर्स ने बुक के सारे पन्नों को टेलीवाइज कर दिया, बिकॉज एवरी लिटिल डिटेल इज देयर इन दिस शो, एंड दैट इटसेल्फ इट्स बून एंड अ बेन all together. शो का जो ओपनिंग शॉट है, that itself begins with a huge hoarding that reads Harshad Mehta is a liar. But it's not that simple. It will take you almost like a crash course in bulls, bears, horses and the whole banking system before you actually find out why Harshad Mehta is a liar and what exactly happened that made him the BSc का बच्चन. So just like every rags to riches story, ये कहानी भी शुरू होती है मुंबई के गुजराती कम्युनिटी वाले पूरे एरिया में जिसका नाम है घाटकोपर, जहाँ पर बहुत सारे गुजूज रहते हैं. और वहाँ पर एक पुराने से बिल्डिंग में एक छोटे से घर में 4-5 लोग रह रहे होते हैं. उनमें से हर्षद मेहता भी एक है. ही इज़ मैरिड और उनके एक छोटे भाई भी हैं. ही डजंट गेट मैरिड सिंपली बिकॉज दे डोंट हैव प्लेस फॉर वन मोर पर्सन टू कम इन टू द हाउस. But Harshad Mehta's dreams are so big that they cannot be contained in this small kholi. He really needs to fly, and he finds out a way very soon. And the way is, of course, the Bombay Stock Exchange. This is the 1980s. इसके लिए Bombay Stock Exchange is being run literally like a fish market. यहाँ पे जो जॉबर्स होते थे उस टाइम पे, जो बड़े बड़े ब्रोकर्स होते थे, वो अपने जॉबर्स को वहाँ पर बेचते थे और वो लिटरली फिश मार्केट की तरह सट्टा लगाते थे और करोड़ों का बिजनेस करके आते थे सिर्फ इन द मार्केट आवर्स. अब इन जॉबर्स में दो तरीके के लोग होते थे, बुल्स एंड बेयर्स. बुल्स यानी कि तेजड़िया, तेजड़िया इन गुजराती मीन्स जो तेज़ी लाते हैं मार्केट में, और मंदोड़िया यानी कि बेयर्स जो मंदी लाते हैं मार्केट में. नीडलेस टू से, हर्षद मेहता इज़ द बुल, ही इज़ द तेजड़िया, एंड ही वांट्स टू ब्रिंग तेज़ी इन द मार्केट विच ही डज, एंड बाय अ गुड मेजर. और obviously he works for one big broker for a while and quickly learns the rope because he's a fast learner, he's shrewd, he's smart, and he understands market like nobody else. And he also understands how to use market and the loopholes in the system for his own benefit. And very soon he starts his own company called Grow More Consultants. Like every other person who's doing a job, and especially every other Gujarati who thinks, hey, why should we make money for someone else when we can make money for ourselves? Harshad Mehta also, of course, with that thought, he starts his own business and he gets his own brother and the people who are working with him into that business. And thus begins the journey of Harshad Mehta to the top. पर जब उनकी मीटियोरिक राइज हो रही थी, उसी टाइम पर एक जर्नलिस्ट जो है वो उनके पीछे हाथ धो के पड़ जाती है. इसका नाम है सुचेता दलाल. And in reality, she is the journalist who is responsible for whatever we know about Harshad Mehta for a large measure. So what are the factors that actually make this show worth binging? सबसे पहले तो it's not a negative story. It's actually about knowing the Harshad Mehta character. क्योंकि there is so much fascination, there is so much intrigue, and there is so much to know about him that will keep you hooked and invested all throughout the 10 episodes. इसके साथ ही the show gives you a glimpse into the entire run of Harshad Mehta from 1980 to 1992 and in fact much beyond also, जब तक 2001 में उनकी मौत हो गई in fact. And a lot of characters who came into the picture because of Harshad Mehta's story, which were of course the people from State Bank of India, the people from Citibank, the people from some other big institutions, the then RBI chief, और तब के जो प्राइम मिनिस्टर थे PV नरसिम्हा राव, उन सब के बारे में बात की गई है. And the show doesn't shy away from giving out names and telling it as it is. And इन सारे characters की journey जो है हर्षद मेहता के साथ, it's shown quite intriguingly because there are a lot of spots of tension whenever Harshad Mehta is doing something new and whenever he is going to get into trouble, because you know that while he is the hero of stock exchange, but there are a lot of enemies that he has. खास करके जो हर्षद मेहता का कैरेक्टर है, हंसल मेहता gives him almost like a heroic quality and also shows him like a victim at times, because there are a lot of references by showing that he is actually the outsider और इसी वजह से किसी को वो पसंद नहीं आता है. And all the people who are already successful and sitting at the big positions in big banks and financial institutions, they don't want him to succeed. And the show's casting is like an ensemble cast, you know, because there are so many good character artists and they've all been given like important roles, चाहे वो सतीश कौशिक हो या फिर निखिल द्विवेदी हो, रजत कपूर हो, अनंत महादेवन हो, they all look their parts and also play it quite effectively. और इसके साथ ही जो हर्षद मेहता की फैमिली और फ्रेंड्स का जो कैरेक्टर प्ले करते हैं, उनमें भी कुछ बहुत ही मंजे हुए एक्टर्स हैं. एक एक्टर हैं जिनका नाम है हेमंत खेर. ही प्लेज हर्षद मेहता's brother. Now he is not a Gujarati. Hemant is not a Gujarati. Yet he does this stupendous job of playing Harshad Mehta's brother. और अंजलि बारोट जो उनकी वाइफ का रोल प्ले करती है, she also deserves a mention. She's done a fabulous job. But the biggest kudos I would reserve for Pratik Gandhi. He is the guy who plays Harshad Mehta to the T. And being a Gujarati, I can understand कि इतना सारा गुजराती स्लैंग, इतने सारे गुजराती phrases जो हम बहुत बोलते हैं गुजराती में, वो इतने naturally उनको कैसे आते हैं. But at the same time, he captures every nuance of Harshad Mehta's life and challenging times, and it's almost difficult to differentiate between his ambition and his greed. And if he's the hero of the story, then the heroine would obviously be Sucheta Dalal, played by Shreya Dhanvantari. Shreya is relentless in her pursuit of a story, and she really brings out the fire spirit of Sucheta Dalal in this case. And there are also so many times that you would wonder why she is just chasing one story so relentlessly. But then again, the scam itself later turns out to be so huge that it does merit so much attention. Visually, I love the show because the sweeping aerial shots of the 80s ka Mumbai, the 90s ka changing Mumbai, the entire liberalization, the economic reforms that were happening, and whatever detailing was possible in this day and age, Hansal Mehta has ensured that all of it is done. Pratham Mehta ki cinematography adds a great deal of nostalgia, and especially for people like us who were born in the 80s and then lived through the 90s and seen that kind of Mumbai, all of you who are in my age would love to see the show just for that aspect as well. Show के dialogues काफ़ी dramatic है, and there's a lot of Gujarati pun, innuendos, phrases added into it, which if you're not Gujarati, you might feel a little alienated, but then they try to explain it in Hindi and contextually आपको समझ में आएगा. But then that's how it is. Gujaratis do speak a lot of phrases all the time, so you just have to live with it. But there are a few complaints also that I have with the show. It's too detailed and too exhaustive, which is a good thing. But at the same time, if you are not from the banking sector, or if you don't know much about stock markets, then you might just get a little alienated, and it's quite an overkill because everything has been shown. कुछ चीज़ें जो थी वो निकाल दी जा सकती थी easily, and the show could have been shorter, the episodes could have been shorter. एक और बात जो मुझे लगा कि हंसल मेहता और उनके राइटर्स मिस नहीं कर गए बट टच एंड गो करके निकल गए, वो थी विक्टिम्स की स्टोरी. जो हर्षद मेहता के रियल विक्टिम्स थे वो द रिटेल इन्वेस्टर, जो उनकी बात सुन के और उनसे इम्प्रेस होके मार्केट में अपनी सारी सेविंग्स लगा रहे थे उस टाइम पर 80s और 90s में, और उनके पूरे घर बर्बाद हो गए, उनकी लाइफ बर्बाद हो गई. उनके बारे में ज़्यादा कुछ भी नहीं बताया गया. देयर इज़ ओनली वन केस दैट दे हैव शोन, and that also it's quite minimal. Oh, the one good thing that I forgot to tell you about the show is its soundtrack. It's quite original, quite peppy and very energetic, and it adds the required punch to the show. It's by Achin Thakkar, another Gujarati. So rating wise, I'm going with 3.5 stars out of 5 for this show on Sony Live, जिसका नाम है Scam 1992, The Harshad Mehta Story. आप मेरा पूरा रिव्यू जो है वो टाइम्स ऑफ इंडिया में भी पढ़ सकते हो, लिंक मैं डिस्क्रिप्शन में डाल दूंगा. And of course, if you like my videos, and whether you are watching this show or not, let me know. If you watch the show also, let me know what is your review in the comment section. Needless to say, please subscribe here and click the bell icon, and thank you so much for watching.